Wow. If you talk to him, just let him know it was an accident. It should be good. All right. Well, you be careful. Yeah. No, not that I know of. Unless it malfunction. I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Talk to you later. Maybe bye. Okay, very good. Yeah, that 991 and the hand mic's doing you a great job, and dipole at 70 feet. Wow, that may be the big kicker right there. I'd love to get mine that high. How did you launch that into the tree that high? Did you have one of those air guns or something over? Wow, yeah, that definitely would help a whole lot. My goodness, I was listening on the SDR web SDR.org a few days ago, and they had a tower, but only antenna they had hooked to it at the time was a wire, and I think it was at 175 because they had a 195-foot tower. But man, I could not believe the DX that thing was picking up and it a dipole. But I guess that altitude really makes a big difference. I've never had anything over 30 feet here. No tower here. Just been stringing dipoles in the maple in the front yard. And I do have a hex beam at the house, but I just got it on a mast pole at like 20 feet. That's that, and your antenna there at 70's got me intrigued. I want to try to get my dipoles higher and see how much a difference it makes. I thought I was doing pretty good with the way I had them, but if I could get them on up there, I think it would do even better. So that's pretty amazing. Uh, yeah, very good. The contest was running this morning, but I hadn't heard the guys last little bit. They may have switched over to 20 meters. Worked a bunch here on 40, a few on 20, and a few on 15. And then I come back to 40 over here at the cabin, and it's pretty quiet. I don't hear the contesters. So they must have jumped over on 20 and 15 or something, maybe 10. But great to talk to you this morning, Paul, and nice to meet you there. And I know you're going to love that 991. A lot of the POTA guys run those. I'm probably, besides the 7300, that's probably the next radio I've heard the most. Them 991s do a fantastic job. KB4GYT, W2CSI.
the QTH here. Essentially, I've got a picture out of my shack window downstairs where my HF station is. And I've got a yard full of trees. But we're on about 3 acres here. And we're in an equestrian neighborhood. We don't own horses, but several of our neighbors do. So it's an old established neighborhood, but not many houses in here. And I'm fortunate that I've got some really tall trees. I've got this antenna up, then I got a Carolina Wyndham that's up about 35 feet. And then in the backyard I got a 160-meter L, and it goes up over the swimming pool. So that was really nice to have all those trees cleared out for a swimming pool, I guess, to give me a place to put the 160, and it works very well. And then I've got a hex beam, and like you, mine's only up about, I'm guessing 15, 20 feet at the most. And I'm amazed at what I can work with that antenna. And even when it was almost ground level, and I think I've got a picture of that in there as well, I was working Australia and everywhere else with it, just on a little one section that I had buried in the ground, and then I had a top section, and then I had a mast going through that. So it was very low to the ground. I'd say about 3 feet off the ground. And I was still working the wall with it. So it's just an amazing antenna. I remember the first time I ever saw a hex beam, I said, there's no way that thing can work. And I've just been shocked at what I've been able to work with it. But do enjoy the portable operating. My in-laws have a house at Lake Murray, which is an hour from here, and we get up there quite a bit in the summer. So I go up there and play a little radio when we go there. My wife and I just came back from Myrtle Beach. She had a conference there. We were on the 18th floor, and I took my ICOM 705 and just a Miracle Whip antenna, and I was working guys simplex up into North Carolina with it. So it was kind of fun doing that for a change. W2CSI, KB4GYT.
Okay, very good, Paul. Yeah, I got a hex beam story to go, kind of like yours. I had set mine on top of a plastic trash can while I was putting it together and checking the standing wave and stuff. And I don't even know if I had it pointed east, but I started listening around a little bit, and I'm like, well, I hear Croatia in there. And I worked Croatia sitting on that little 2-foot trash can with 100 watts. I was blown away. So it does a fantastic job. You are correct. I'd always thought that the aluminum beams would probably do better, but man, it's just amazing how good that formula, the way it's set up and everything, gets it to work out. It's got very good dB gain and just amazing. I love the noise floor. I can go for my dipoles and have like a S5 or a S9 noise floor, depending on if at my home QTH, if the TV's on in the living room. I got a S9 noise level. It's a plasma TV that kills me. That's one of the reasons I brought this rig over here to the cabin. So if I want the radio and they're going to be watching TV at the house, I'll come over here and get away from it. But yeah, and that high noise level, and I can flip over to the hex beam, and the signal meter sits on 0 till somebody talks. You'll think the antenna's not even hooked up till somebody talks, and then it bounces up there, and all that noise is gone. Just whisper quiet. I'm like, wow, that's so amazing. Does a fantastic job. Well, Paul, I'm going to let you go. Let you work a few more stations before you got to jump out. Hope you have a fantastic time at the steeplechase. And I hope to check that out sometime before too long. KB4GYT 73 from W2CSI.
Alright, Chuck, very good. Well, this year the steeplechase is in a totally new location. I don't know how many acres they bought, 100 acres or something like that. So they moved it to a new location. So that'll be interesting trying to get in and out. I understand there's going to be 15 between highway patrolmen there directing traffic. So that ought to be interesting. And my wife is the bond court judge, so she might be busy tomorrow. She's working this weekend, so it'll be interesting to see how many folks decide not to behave today with all this law enforcement in town. But I will be heading out of town, so I won't have to listen to her complain about working. And something else I was going to comment on, Chuck. I was talking about the hex beam. Yeah, I put mine up about, I guess it was about 15 feet right before the CQ Worldwide sideband contest. And I worked, I think, 120 countries that weekend. And I said, well, that's good enough for me. And I never did touch it until the mask broke. And I had to do something different. And talking about noise polluters, if you look at my QRZ page, there's a big oak tree right out from my shack window. And my wife thought it'd be a great idea to light that up at night. Of course, the cheap Chinese spotlights just tear all of the HF bands up. So I let her watch that on the Spectrum one day. But fortunately, it came with a remote, so I can sit in the shack and turn it off. But it's amazing when it comes on. I know instantly what it is. Because I'm fortunate where I am, I have all underground utilities. And I have a very quiet noise floor until the lights come on. So she says, why don't you leave my lights on at night when you don't have your radio on? I said, because I don't want to give the neighbors any ideas. I can't cut their lights off. Anyway, that's a story for another day, I guess, Chuck. Been my pleasure. Take care. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you later. W2CSI in North Carolina, KB4GYT South Carolina. 73, my friend.
73.
Anybody else? Kilo Baker 4, Golf Yankee Tango. Kilo Mike 4, Echo, is it Hotel Tango, over? Okay. Kilo Oscar 4, Echo, Hotel Tango, good afternoon to you. My name is Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, and I'm in Aiken. That's Alpha India Kilo Echo Norway. Aiken, South Carolina, over. Okay, Kevin, very good. It sounds like you might have just a little bit of RF or something getting into your audience. It's not terrible, but I can definitely tell there's something there.